Trụ sở của Ủy ban tổ chức bầu cử quận Cam. Hồi nãy mình có nghe anh Michael Phố Việt Media TV có nói anh với anh Minh Giang trực diện TV có ghé lên đây để mà coi làm tường trình phóng sự vấn đề kiểm phiếu đó. Thành ra mình cũng ghé lên để mình. Ma'am, you mind if I ask a few questions?
What is it for?
No, I just want to know if you guys here for the observing the counting of for the District 45, right?
Who are you with?
I'm with Viet Youth Media, just a YouTube channel, right?
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
Hopefully we can publish our newsletter.
What is youth media? What is that?
Well, I'm more concerned with the Vietnamese youth, the Vietnamese American youth, get them engaged into local politics.
Okay.
And I'm not for or against any party, any group, any candidate. Hopefully I could do what media is supposed to do, provide information, get the
Are you
means.
educating them on our U.S. Constitution?
Absolutely,
I
ma'am.
mean, so they can make a choice? So
Yes,
Are you,
the best I can be, I can, yes.
So you were curious on what the process was inside here today?
Yes, so may I ask why are you here and what is that we are doing?
I could tell you about what's going on
Sure.
inside if you want.
Sure,
That's
yes,
what I could
please.
share. So right now, what we're doing is we're kind of able to observe the process of the ROV, which is the Registrar of Voters, here in Orange County. There's a couple different things that they're going to be doing in there. Obviously counting ballots, but there's more that's going into that. So they need to do things like check signatures and verify signatures with other government ID that is on file. There's also a duplication process where essentially ballots that have been mismarked, damaged, or in any way can't be run through the scanner, those ballots need to be essentially duplicated, where either by hand or through the computer, the individual working needs to essentially copy over the exact selections of the voter's ballot that they're essentially transcribing over to a fresh ballot that can go through the scanner. So that's one of the main things that we're having.
So
going
what
on
is
inside.
the main purpose? What is it that we're trying to accomplish here? Someone said that, some people are trying to stop the process, the counting process, or are we trying to...
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, so in no way are we trying to, inhibit the process whatsoever. If anything, we're actually trying to encourage it to go quicker. Some people would say that just the presence of observers in general just has the workers at least move a little bit more effectively.
Oh.
And that can just be because they don't need to actually be done and have everything finished until December, the beginning of December. So us being able to be here and observe, and anyone can come to observe, basically gives just a little bit more of a healthy, urge to move forward with each thing that they're going through.
So, like you said, anyone can come register, request, or sign up to become an observer, right?
So you actually can just walk up to the front desk and sign in with your name and the date and the time that you're here, and you can just walk in. So there's no registration or anything like that. People are able to just observe freely. You don't need to be of a certain age or anything like that.
So independently, not organized by any group, any
Correct.
candidate. So when did you start, sir? Did it start right away after the election day?
Yep. So November 6th is when it began. They've been here from about 8 to 7 on weekdays, 8 to 5 on Saturdays. We're here during the second week of the process, so we're getting to the point where they're almost through all Dropbox, all mail-in.
Oh.
Everything here is Dropbox mail-in provisional ballots. So now that's the main kind of chunk of what needs to be counted and what needs to be tabulated. Is going to be those provisional ballots.
I see. We see here, the Dropboxes, most of them or all of them been counted, right? Now only the
Correct,
provisional.
yeah. So we had probably about 400,000 ballots.
For the whole county?
For the whole county that needed to be counted as of, probably in total after about the 8th or the 9th of November.
Wow.
Pretty
Oh,
much
okay.
all the ballots were in and received by that point. Obviously, everything that is postmarked for November 5th is still
Right.
counted in the state of California. So anything that came in at that point is still going to be counted. We had pretty much everything like that by the 9th.
But as far as we're concerned, I think most of the provinces or most of the seats have been settled, right?
Correct,
Only
yeah. So-
like the District 45 for the
District 45
congressional.
is definitely the closest race right
Right.
now. I believe that Michelle Steele's leading by about 58 votes.
Exactly.
Which is a razor-thin margin.
Right.
Everyone's kind of curious to see what happens with that, for sure. That's why I think a main reason why people would still be here at this point, because you are right, most of the congressional races are done.
Right.
Obviously, the president is not going to be really impacted in any
Absolutely,
way
right.
by this county. Propositions have already been counted and everything like that to a point where they've been decided, as well as most local races are also.
So
called.
for the past few days that you've been here, sir, what have you been observed? What do you think that there has been any remarkable changes? Anything that you guys think because of your presence make a difference? Just regarding District 45.
Well, I can't speak necessarily on District 45 specifically,
Right.
but I can say that our presence, we're actually able to submit challenge request forms.
Oh.
And that is essentially where observers like myself and others that are observing are able to say something and do something when a mistake is made. And so that's mainly why we're here, is oftentimes you can make mistakes. And so what we want to do is we want to ensure that when there is an error, like someone mismarks or neglects to mark on a ballot that they're duplicating primarily, we're able to say something about it. You know, hey, at station, 23, whatever it is, we can actually do something about the ballot that was counted at a certain time, maybe with the voter ID or the duplicate ballot number, and we can go back and ensure that that vote is abridged to where it's.
So, sir, I think for the past 2 days, I think you guys become like nationally observed or noticed because I think according to the NBC, MSNBC tabulation or they're showing. The ballots been counted or been counted dropped from around 10,000 down to 1,000 ballots since yesterday and Friday.
So let me kind of explain what's going
Right.
on with that. So a couple of days ago, we actually counted, or when I say we, I meant the ROV staff, which is
Right.
not who I am. But the ROV staff counted about 54,000 ballots in one day.
Right.
And that was because primarily what was happening is they were on the final stage of checks for ballots that were vote by mail, which are the easiest to count. And
Right.
there's basically it's a slow start because they're having to do 3 stages of SIG verification level 2.
Signature.
Signature verification had 2 or 3 stages. And then duplication has 2 or 3 stages as well. And so because there's a little bit of a lag between for that, it took a little bit to get kicked off. And then we did about 50 to 55,000 a day for several days in a row.
Right.
And now what's happening is we're doing more provisional ballots. So those take much longer to check and ensure that that person's legitimate.
Right.
So that's the reason why we count, why the ROV counted only about 3,000 votes.
So,
for yesterday.
Right, not like the rumors spread out there that because of you guys' effort or presence that has changed or has affected.
No,
the,
it's fully driven by the fact that the ballots that are being counted slower because
Right.
they literally require more time to count per ballot.
So, according to you, sir, how many provisional or how many ballots is left to be counted for District 45?
For District
As far as you
45,
know, right?
It's difficult to say what the specific figure would be. But
Right, roughly.
There's roughly 70,000 ballots left to count in Orange County
Oh,
as an entire county.
Right.
So if you were to just kind of do the math on that and average it down, I believe it would just be south of 15,000 votes left in
because
45.
according to NBC, MSNBC, right? I looked up on I think last night. it listed that there's still like 35,000
in
left.
CD45.
Right. And someone told me that
Based on the
14,000.
information that we have received from the ROV and that we have observed,
Right.
it seems like it would be in the realm of 15,000 left
I see.
for CD45. There's 70,000 ballots total
Right.
for the entire county.
Right.
And so generally where you would be at with that math is if she's 1/5
Right.
of the total votes of the entire county, it would be roughly 15,000.
So according to your knowledge or experience, what has you been seeing the outcome of your presence here? What I'm trying to say is that as you observed, were there many mistakes? Were there many challenges? And what is the outcome of those challenges?
So I think the main thing that we've been able to see is that there are issues with certain situations. We've
Right.
had last week we had over 100 people here to observe.
Oh.
In total, there were issues that we did note. That there were instances where that did happen, but we were able to submit that request form. We were able to ensure that any issues were fixed. And it's very far and few between. The voting count and all that tabulation has been very clean here. While it might not be the fastest in the country by any means, it has been good. And I think the staff has been very receptive to our presence.
A few more questions, sir. I'm just curious about the process. So each instance been challenged by individual independently, right? So like you said, if someone challenged, they would solve or they put aside that and solve it right away.
So there's not a full stop.
I see, right.
Yeah, that would slow down the process too
Right.
much. Yeah.
It's not like
So
once you got challenged, they stop the whole thing.
No,
I
not
see.
at all. So
Right.
essentially what happens is each section of ballots is done in a packet of ballots. So they're like little chunks of ballots at a time.
Uh-huh.
So what you can do is if we provide a station number, a timestamp,
Oh.
and a ballot number, we're able to say, oh, okay, it's going to be in this section of ballots. So they can just at a later point in time.
So they
maybe
put
a
that
different
ballot
staff
aside.
Member, correct. So maybe a different staff member can reference the section of ballots that was counted in that time frame, and then they can go back and just check to make sure
I
everything
see.
looks okay.
All right, thank you very much, sir. So any word you any message you wanna relay to our Vietnamese youth?
I guess I would say, it's always good to vote. Voting is our constitutional right, and it's something that everyone should be.
Actually, I have a question. Some of the MAGA people, some Vietnamese MAGA group supporting Michelle Steele, they are thinking they're trying to rally a protest. They said they have to come down here to resolve this problem. They think there's some kind of fraudulent, because they said there's no way that it takes this long to process the ballot. So anything you want to tell them?
I guess I would just say that everything is moving as quickly as it can be moving. We don't have any power to adjust the speed that they're working at right now. And we'd rather have a clean set of ballot countings than a rushed one that has riddled with mistakes. So I don't think that it's out of the ordinary necessarily, at least for California, for ballot counting to take this long. It's just like it would be, and it has been for the last several election cycles. So I don't think it's out of the ordinary. I think that everyone should just wait to see how it goes. And if you are passionate and you want to get involved, you can come to the ROV and observe, as long as you stay cordial, follow their rules, of course, and be respectful.
Thank you, sir. So any of you here have any problem, any question, any thing that you disagreement with the way the county, the registrar of voters here count the votes?
No, I'm not listening to that.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Have a nice weekend. Thank you. Alright, bây giờ Khải đã phỏng vấn một vài người đã đến đây. Khải không biết là họ là người của Michelle Steele hay là của Derek Trần. Nhưng mà Khải hỏi họ cái lý do sơ sơ thì Khải hỏi bằng tiếng Anh. có gì khi nào rảnh thì Khải sẽ muốn thì Khải sẽ dịch lại, tự Khải dịch Khải, hoặc là các bạn có thể nghe rồi có phần Khải thấy bây giờ YouTube họ cũng tự họ dịch ra liền á, thì nghe sơ sơ. Bây giờ Khải để trả lời rồi Khải coi có thể Khải đi đến tham dự cái buổi họp mặt của những người ủng hộ viên của luật sư Derek Trần. Xin thân ái chào tạm biệt, hẹn gặp lại các bạn trong những chương trình tới.